Hi everyone, I'm Susan Mulvihill and I'm in the tomato patch today because we need to talk about pruning tomatoes. There are two main types of tomatoes, determinate and indeterminate. The determinants are also called bush tomatoes. They grow about 3 to 4 feet in height, and what they do is they produce all of their tomatoes pretty much at the same time, within about a week to 2 weeks of each other. And those are ideal if you have a canning project and you need a lot of tomatoes all at the same time. A determinate would be a good type to choose. The indeterminates are tall. They can grow anywhere from 6 to 12 feet in height, which is amazing. And they produce their tomatoes throughout the season into the fall. So if you're wanting to have enough tomatoes just going through the season, then indeterminates are a great choice. Now I'll give you one guess what kind this one is. This is an Amish paste tomato and it's an indeterminate. I live in eastern Washington where it is basically USDA Zone 6, but in my garden it is Zone 5. We have about 120 frost-free days going from about the middle of May to about the middle of September. Although in recent years we have been going longer than that, but I tend to think of the middle of September as being kind of a target date for me to be thinking that frost is coming and to have a pruning routine. Now, if you live in an area that also gets frost, but maybe you're a little bit earlier or a little bit later, you need to look at your calendar and count back 6 weeks from your expected first frost and begin the pruning routine. If you let these plants continue to grow and to continue to bloom, this is taking away energy from the existing tomatoes that will have the opportunity to ripen before the first frost. And so it's very important that you trim them back. There is no way that this little flower here is going to turn into a ripe tomato. And of course, all of us have the goal of having as many ripe tomatoes before first frost as possible, don't we? So let me show you what I do to start pruning them back. And I do this in 3 stages between now and the middle of September. The main goal of this first pruning is to shorten the height of the plants. And while you're pruning, if you come across a nice sized tomato, you're going to prune off the branch right above it, because typically what is above it is a bunch of greenery and some tiny little flowers that are never going to make it into mature tomatoes by the time of the first frost. So here is an example of a tomato that's a decent size. I feel pretty confident that it's going to make it into a mature tomato before our first frost. And you see this is where the branch comes out that it is attached to. So I'm going to prune off right above that branch. And that's that. Okay, the first pruning has been done, and it probably seems pretty mean on my part, but when you see how many ripe tomatoes I have at the end of the season, you'll understand why this was so important. I'll let you know when the next pruning needs to be done. In the meantime, happy gardening.